Okay, so we've been doing the, we started working on the top side for last week. We're going to keep working on that today. We're looking at a different entry for it. So last week we were looking at kind of a knee on belly entry. And we were trying to trick Mike into posting on my knee here to get this flare in his elbow. Okay, but we also talked about how one of the basic ideas of the Kimura is if I can get underneath here, if I can get in this pocket, I can dig into the Kimura. So we're looking at doing that from a north-south kind of position. Okay, so a lot of times north-south conceptually is going to come in handy if Mike has an underhook. So I come inside control, I slip the pass, and boom, he pops this underhook in. Okay, there's a couple different ways I can deal with this, but one of my favorites is actually to drop my hip on this side of his shoulder. So point this hip and drop it in here to weaken this underhook. Because if I stay nice and deep on this underhook, you see how kind of punch your hand to the ceiling, Mike. See how deep that underhook is? That gives him a lot of torque. So I want to make that underhook more shallow. So the way to do that is to get my armpit lower on his hand, takes the leverage away. So right here, when his lever is nice and long, he's got his lever all the way in. He's going to have a lot of power. So one of the ways you can make the underhook weak is to kind of come down here and ride towards the hips. But I'm kind of on his on a power point. So he's going to start bridging. He's going to bridge me up. He's just going to dig the underhook back in. So we're going to drop into north-south. So whenever I make this transition, okay, he always has his hand inside if he knows what he's doing. He's got the underhook in. See where my arms are? I got this arm near the hip and this arm on this side of his head like I'm trying to go for head control. I'm going to switch. So I'm going to take this arm across, up underneath his shoulder here. So I'm starting to look for that Kimura position already. He's coming underneath the shoulder for now. His arm's going to swim behind. I'm checking the hips. He's still going to keep the underhook in. He's still looking for that because this is pretty good for him. So a lot of times guys are going to fight this for a long time. So I'm checking the hip here. We still got pressure on my hip and we still got this underhook in. So what I'm going to do from here, my left hip, okay, this point right here, I'm just going to tip it and point it right into his neck, right in this groove right here. You go here, drop into this pocket right here, okay? Really simple transition. You can be kind of mean about it because you're kind of basically dropping your ribs on your face. It's okay, jiu-jitsu's not a nice sport. So you're here, boom, point your hips in nice and tight, coming in here. So this is my north-south position. A lot of people play north-south here, they're kind of floating up, and that's not a good position because I don't have enough pressure down, enough control. I want to be nice and flat to the mat. I want to keep as much space. I want to keep the space minimalized. So it's here, boom, underneath your shoulder, point your hip, drop right in here. So get nice and low, keep my legs nice and wide. Don't do the pencil thing. Spread out, okay? And so you have a nice wide base. So it's hard for Mike to roll you here. Okay, so I'm inside nice and tight. I'm dropping this groove. I'm a little off center. You know, his spine's kind of lined up here, and I'm kind of popping out this way. That's fine. Just keep pressure down. I'm using my ribs on his chin to keep it difficult for him to turn into me. So what this does now in this position, I know we're talking a lot about position, but I want to make sure you guys can understand control here. You can't control here, you won't really get the Kimura. So with this position, with his chin turned, it's really difficult for him to turn into me. Okay? If he tries to turn away, my weight's kind of off-centered here, all so much on this side, it's difficult for him to roll me the other direction. So I've got a good strong position. Go try to roll Mike. It's just too much leverage. So I got my chest kind of right on his shoulder here. All right, so in this position here, still got this underhook in. This hand, I start digging underneath. So you can kind of hide his elbow just a little bit. It's really easy to start coming underneath here, start getting inside. Now I can start circling away, get his wrist, turn him over a little bit, come up to this position we were attacking last week. Underhook, as soon as I feel the underhook, under the shoulder, check the hip, point my hip to the mat, boom, drop into north-south, kind of jerk with my ribs, come underneath here, get underneath this arm. I'm starting to use the shoulder to roll him a little bit as I keep circling my hips. Get his wrist, grab my wrist, come up into my my vertical north-south position here. One more time, we're going to paint it. So, bite your nails a lot. Switch your arms underneath the shoulder. Check the hip. I'm going to point my hip down to the mat. Boom, drop right into this pocket. Like I said, don't worry about being mean. It's okay to be mean. Come underneath the elbow. I'm just coming, just digging it underneath. If you have to kind of like shake the baby a little bit to get in, it's fine. It's underneath this elbow, nice and tight. Roll your shoulder towards this side of the body. This underhook nice and deep. Boom. Go in here. Get that wrist. Grab your own wrist. North south. Alright, let's do that now.